So in this section, we'll talk about collecting kernel metrics with scripts. I'll cover which kernel metrics are important to collect and how to use the Windows Performance Toolkit to accomplish this. So there's a variety of system kernel metrics that are important to collect data on. First of all is privilege time. This tells us where the NT kernel is spending its time and which functions are executing. There's also interrupt time. This tells us which device drivers are executing, causing the various interrupts to occur. There's also something known as deferred procedure calls, or DPCs. These are issued by device drivers, so we need to know how much time they're spending issuing these DPCs. Another metric is pool allocation. This identifies which kernel functions and device drivers are allocating and deallocating memory pool. Finally, there's I/O request packets, which tells us how many I/O requests are occurring, their size, and how long it's taking them to complete. Unfortunately, perfmon is just a user mode tool, and it can't distinguish how the NT kernel is spending its time. So to collect kernel metrics, we need kernel mode tools such as the Windows Performance Recorder. This is part of the Windows Performance Toolkit. It provides both a GUI interface and also a CLI command. You can utilize this Windows Performance Recorder on Windows 2008 R2 or later. There's another tool called Xperf. This is also part of the Windows Performance Toolkit. It provides you with a CLI command to script your data collection. It gives you very extensive CLI options far above what you'd find with the Windows Performance Recorder. And it provides you with backward compatibility for those earlier versions of the operating system. Finally, you can download this kit from the location you see at the bottom of the slide. So to give you an example of what a WPR or Windows Performance Recorder script would look like, you can see here I'm simply issuing the WPR command, -start, giving it the general profile. Then I can specify more specific resources to collect data on, such as -start CPU for CPU activity, -start disk I/O for disk I/O, and -start file I/O for various file I/O activity. There's also a -start mini filter switch to collect information about device drivers that are mini filters. Once you finish collecting the information that you need, you would issue the command WPR-stop and then give it a name of a file such as wprcapture.etl. Now the ETL stands for Event Trace Log. That is the resulting file. And these captures grow very quickly, so you don't want to run this command too long. Another example here is an Xperf script. You can see here I'm issuing the command xperf-on. I'm then specifying a long list of the various qualifiers or attributes to collect data on, such as the proc thread, the loader, the profile, interrupts, DPCs, dispatchers, context switching, disk I/O, and power. You can then utilize options such as -stack walk, so you can actually drill down and see which kernel mode functions are executing at the time. You can then see I'm specifying many more options such as the buffer size, the minimum number of buffers, the maximum number of buffers, the maximum file size, and the file mode, which in this case is circular. After you collect the data you need, you would then issue a command such as xperf-stop-d, then give it a name of a file for the captured data. So once you've collected the events trace data, you can use the Windows Performance Analyzer to view the results. As you may know, the Windows Performance Analyzer provides what's known as a Graph Explorer. Those are the tiny thumbnail charts you see on the left side of the picture. These can help you spot problems, and you can drill down to a more detailed graph and subgraphs that you see on the right-hand side. Finally, it also provides a tabular data and sortable columns so you can really drill down into the actual metrics that were collected. So once again, If you need more information on the Windows Performance Toolkit, I encourage you to see my course on the Windows Performance Monitoring Fundamentals.